Okay, so we will see the next lab, and the name of the next lab is like Dataproc Quick Start Command Line. So it is also again a very fundamental lab related to the Dataproc service, like one of the service in the Google Cloud platform to run the Spark Hadoop jobs, right? But like in the last lab, like we could see like how to create a cluster, how to submit a jobs into the Dataproc, how to browse the Dataproc using console, that is using the GUI. But in this lab we could see like if we have to automate the things, then we should aware of the command lines as well. So we will follow the same steps which we follow using the UI interface, that is a console, but this time we will issue a command using the command lines. So we will create a cluster. So cluster basically means a group of virtual machine, nothing else. So we will create a cluster. Once the cluster get created, we will submit a job. So here like we can submit multiple jobs. We can submit either Spark job, we can submit PySpark job, we can submit Spark R job, we can submit Pig job, we can submit Hadoop jobs. But as part of this lab we will submit Spark job, and then once the job will be get submitted, we will try to see if we can is there any command to modify the existing cluster. So when we create a cluster, so by default the cluster will be created as a one master node, one master, and the two worker node. So we will see can we update it to one master and four worker node. So we will see the command as well. Okay, so let's start. So let's start the lab. I just click on the start lab button, copy the username, open Google console, next copy the password, next. Okay, so when we run using the console, so what basically we do is we go to the Dataproc. So Dataproc you will able to find in the big data menu, under the big data section, under the big data section that is the Dataproc. So I make it pinned, so we can unpin it, so we can pin it. You could see it again back here. So that generally it is useful the services which are most commonly used, so which are frequently used, you can make it pin, so that rather than scrolling down you can access directly from here. Okay, so right now we don't have any cluster. So in the last lab what we will do is we will create on the create cluster button, and we will mention the cluster name, we will select the region name, right? And that's it. We have not selected any other thing, and we have just click on the create button, right? But as part of the command line, we will see which command, if we don't have to use the console, then what is the command to create the cluster in the Dataproc. So I have activated the Cloud Shell by clicking on this icon. So once this open, let me open in a new window so that I can maximize it. So it's open, so let me maximize it. Let me close it. 1 minute. Okay, so let me go to the create cluster. So when we create a cluster, so if you go to the setup cluster, so we have to do various things. We have to give the name of the cluster, we have to give the region name, right? So we will set the region name using this command, gcloud config command. So gcloud config set and dataproc/region. So it will set the dataproc region, right? So we are setting the GUI central one. So the region is set. Now we are like we have to create the cluster. So it's a very simple command, that is the gcloud command. Gcloud, then dataproc, the name of the service. In the particular service, what we have to do, we have to like play with the clusters, and with the cluster what we have to do, whether we have to create, whether we have to delete, whether we have to update. So we have to create the cluster. Now we have give some options like so the basic option is the name of the cluster. We have to give the name of the cluster as an example cluster. And then the boot disk size. Boot disk size means let me show you. If you go to the configure nodes, under the configure nodes, like you could see like the primary disk size. So whenever we are creating a cluster, so by default automatically the virtual machines will be spinned up. So what could be the size of the disk in the particular virtual machine? That is 500 GB. So we have given the worker boot disk size 500. So if we click on the enter, it will ask to for the authorization. So and if I go to the cluster, as you could see automatically something here like, yeah. So example cluster like automatically start building. So it will take a few minutes to create the cluster. So in the last lab, like we could see how to create the cluster, that is by just clicking on the create cluster and fill some various details and just click on the create button. In this lab, like we could see how to create the cluster using the command line. So command line is gcloud command, and after the gcloud we have to give the dataproc, because we are dealing with the dataproc, and under the dataproc we are dealing with the cluster, and under the cluster what operation we are following, that is the create operation, and then some information based on the particular service. So once the cluster will be done, it will like take a few minutes. So we will check our progress. Then the next step is we have to submit the job. So let me refresh it. So it is still provisioning. Like if I go to the VM instances, you could see like at the back end it will like create a VM, one master VM and the 2 worker nodes. It is still provisioning. So if we have to submit a job, we visually go to the jobs, and then we have the submit job option. Then we will like click on the submit job, and when we click on the submit job, we have to select the cluster, on which cluster we want to submit the job. Then we have to select the job type, like whether we are running the Hadoop, Spark, or what job, right? We are running the Spark job, and then we have to like give the class name and the jar files, right? So the same thing like we will like issue using the command line. So gcloud is the command line, Google Cloud command line utility. And then the dataproc is the under the gcloud which service we are using, dataproc, and under the dataproc what option like function or we are using, that is jobs. Earlier like we use the cluster here. Under the jobs, what operation we are using, we are submitting the jobs, and under the submit operation, what type of job we are submitting. So it is a Spark job. We are like submitting the Spark job, and we are submitting the Spark job on which cluster. So we are using the example cluster. So cluster name example cluster, and then the Spark job required a few parameters, like we have to actually provide the job name, where the job is, what is the class of the job, where are the jar file. So it is basically the job written in the Java, which calculate the value of the pi. We are giving minus class, and then the main package, and the minus jar the location of the jar file, and minus 1000 is the argument. We just press enter, and we could see here, if I go back, automatically the job will be like started here. See, the job is in the running state. So the purpose of the lab is basically to show like rather than the console, if someone told us can you like do all this operation using the command line, so we should know how to run this operation using the command line, about all the options, what is the particular command. So the job is succeeded, so job is finished. So if I go to the line wrap, So we could see the job is basically calculating the value of pi, and we could see the output as the pi is roughly 3.1414679. Right, so that is done. And now the third thing is how to update the existing cluster. So submit a job is completed. So now we have to update the existing cluster. So as part of the update, so right now we have the one worker node and the, let me clear the screen. So we have the one worker node and two worker node and one master machine. But can we update? Yes, we can update using the same like gcloud. Under the gcloud dataproc, under the dataproc we are dealing with the clusters. Under the clusters, this time rather than the create, we are using the update operation. And which cluster we are updating? Example cluster. And what parameter we are updating? Number of worker, minus number of worker, and with what value? 4. So if I press enter, so automatically you could see, if I go to the clusters, automatically you will see some updating information here. Like the cluster starts updating. If I click on the cluster and go to the VM instances, if I go to the VM instances, so earlier you could see only one master and the two worker. Now we have the 4 workers because we update the worker to the 4. So similarly we can decrease the worker from 4 to 2 by issuing the same command. Just rather than the 4 we will give the 2. So let me show you as well. So once it get completed, we will decrease the cluster as well. So it's still updating. It will take a few minutes. Yeah, so it's done. So now let's try to decrease the number of workers. Now we have 4. We will try to update the cluster, example cluster, with the number of worker 2. So I click 2. Now you could again start, it will start updating. So now under the VM instances, we will see the 2 clusters automatically, these last two cluster will be get stopped or removed from this cluster. These are basically the virtual machine. We can see the virtual machines from the virtual machine section, that is a compute instances section, compute engine and VM instances. If we 1 minute, compute engine, open in the new tab. So here we can see the same virtual machines here. So what happened? My system got hang. Let's wait for a few minutes. So basically we already see in the VM instances that rather than the 4 virtual machine, we are see just 2 worker nodes. One is the master node only. So here also you could see 2 worker nodes automatically gone. Right. Yeah, so that's it for this lab. So as part of this lab, we will just see the Dataproc quick start, a very fundamental, but using the command line. So one MCQ is there, and what is the MCQ? Clusters can be created, yes, can be created and scaled quickly with the variety of virtual machine types, disk size and the number of nodes. Yes, so we could see we can use the update operation to increase the number of nodes. So we can scale the cluster, so we can both scale up and scale down. And while using the cluster, we can change the disk size. In this lab, we could see we give the 500 GB. So if we want 1 TB or any other even less size, we can provide that. So yeah, so that's the, so we could see the two clusters has been removed here. So that's the end of the video.